Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Wildwoods Farms. Excuse me. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Wildwoods Farms. Welcome to the Wildwoods beekeeping live stream. And today I decided I'd do it again. Last week we took the night off. So here we are. I decided to get back on it and be able to do another live stream. And lately it's been unbelievably, our bees are doing really, really well, shall I say. I see a lot of people in there. I'm going to start naming people once we keep going. And welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight. I see Tim down there. Tim Sanders. Good to see you. Mark Coyle. I think that's how you say that. Brian Bennett and Keith Spillman. And then more people are coming in as we speak. So welcome, everybody. And thank you guys for tuning into the Wildwoods beekeeping chat. As you guys see on the topic, on the title, we're going to be talking about managing swarms and strong hives. Mainly strong hives in June, because lately I actually had two hives attempt try to swarm on me, so I was able to handle them and be able to not let them swarm, right? So we've been really trying to keep them from swarming, right? And really lately, and I've always been saying that in June it's really a time where it's not likely swarm mode, but lately here we've been having some swarms, and both my swarms was in June, the past couple of weeks. So it's unbelievable how many bees are deciding to go on and swarm now, because our honey flow is still in. It's going strong right now. It's doing really, really well. A lot of people are probably having good seasons too, I hope. We have Brian down there. We also have Nature's Image Farm. Greg, good to see you, Greg. Thanks for joining in tonight over there at Nature's Image Farm. So, like I said, tonight we'll be talking about strong hives in June and managing them, right? So, there's a lot of different things that we need to be doing on managing hives. I'll say what I've been doing. People who want to have, a little input of what's been going on here before we get into just some of the basic talk, just some fun things. Hopefully, we can have a fun chat tonight. If you want to ask questions, feel free. Feel free to put any questions or topics. If you want to bring up a topic, that's fine too. But lately here, we've been having a lot of pollen come in, nectar coming in, and within 2 weeks, our one of my supers that wasn't even being drawn out they started to draw it out. They're unbelievably, being able to draw it out really fast ever since this teleflow started to hit on and hit the bees hard, and I think it's still going now. But of course, we have the DERF ahead of us, so we have to be thinking about the DERF too. So I've just been kind of hanging in there. I hope to extract soon. So we'll see. I don't know exactly when. I don't have a specific date. If you guys are, some people, have dates and when they know exactly when it'll be ready. I've really just been giving them time to keep it going, because I've been wanting them to get it done at the same time, to be able to take everything out of the hives, or not everything, but all the supers and honey that I need to take off to extract. I kind of want to do it all at one time, right? I kind of want to do it all at one time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slowly start, soon, once the bees get it all packed up and stored away, I'll be able to, extract. So we'll see if we can do that, which I believe we will in the next couple of weeks. I made a video a couple of days ago on Thursday with my hives, and all the hives are unbelievably strong. They're doing well. They're doing good. They're bringing in nectar, and I showed in that video how there's my two supers that I put on. It took 2 months maybe maybe I'm exaggerating it there. Maybe about a minute. I mean, an hour. Excuse me. Maybe about a month and um 30. And probably about a month, should I say? So it's been about a month. They never drew it out. Maybe 2 months. I can't keep up with dates anymore. But I think I put it in sometime in April. But anyway, so it's been about 2 months. But they never drew it out. So I made a video not too long ago talking about, you know, hey, what I was asking a question, being out there and asking why are my bees not drying out because I've never really experienced this before countless times and I've never had an answer. But I think what it was I mentioned it on my last live stream. It was I think was just because the flow wasn't as strong as the previous one, which was the Prove It flow. So I think that was the main reason. Now we are in the Teleflow, which is our biggest flow down here in southeastern Alabama. So we'll see how that flow goes. Greg down there in Nature's Image Farm says, question, if you could start this year over, what would you do different? Well, that's a very good question there, Greg. When I think back to it, you know, I'm I mentioned at the earlier year, I go through how this year has been, going along with, what the question too. So I started off the year with one hive, right? Started off with one hive. And last year was a bad year. I mentioned before. I won't go over that. It just had a bad flow. Dirt was bad beetle problem. Those type of problems, which led up to a big collapse of our bee yard in 2023. But this year we've been able to get the bee yard back on its feet again. We are at, if we want to include halves that don't have queens, it'd be about 10. Um, but without, with queens would be what, like eight halves, right? Because I made two splits that are still awaiting queens, so hopefully they'll get a queen soon. But I'm kind of getting off track. But this year has been great. It's really hard to think of a specific thing that I want to change. Really, I've been doing everything that I think I need to be doing this year. Now I probably could say if I was, next year, 2025, and I look back to this year, and say I could have done something different. But so far, everything's going smoothly. But if I started this year over, what would I do? It's really hard to think back. Sometimes it's hard for me to remember some of the things that I've done this year when I've done them. Um, but really, like I said, this year has been great. I was able to um, regrow my image as beekeeper because I believe the year before in like 2023 I was pretty bad. um what would it be? I was unintentional and unproactive. So I've talked about proactive and intentional. With beekeeping, I really wasn't intentional. I really wasn't proactive at situations, which led to pretty much what led up to this upcoming early year where my whole apiary pretty much collapsed. I only had one hive left. So I got 6 nukes. In April, I was able to get the BR back on its feet, and this year, bees are unbelievably strong. And this year, for everybody and Greg, this year was a really year where I wanted to set my focus at making sure my hives were even at their strength. Strong hives in June is what I want. I want strong hives, and if I make a split, I want to make sure they're strong too. We can do smaller splits, but we have to, make sure, we set them out in the bee yard and make sure, that, we put enough food, we feed them and that stuff. So I've been doing more strong splits. A lot of people ask me why I didn't just make 8 or what, like 5 splits out of one of my hives because it was really strong. I just decided keep it real basic. Because I haven't really had much experience. Last year I had some experience with splitting. I really didn't have any success with splitting, just because it was my first year really splitting. And this year I decided I'd do it slow. I do strong splits, and maybe I'll thank my decision. for that. Maybe, that will pay off in the long run. But so I don't know if there's a really good way of answering it. I don't know if I really answered it really good, but this year has been a good year. Um, if I started it over, I don't know if I'd really do anything different. I couldn't say if I would do really anything different. Um, if I was at the early stages, January, that month wasn't really the best. Really my success started arriving in April, March, um, May, June. That's really when everything started. So in January and last year too, one of the biggest things I would have changed is really would be being intentional and being proactive. Being able to look at a situation and be able to be proactive at it, and intentional. So if I had to really restart the year and last year, I'd be more intentional and proactive. But last year, I don't think really any beekeepers could really help of what was going on. It was just Mother Nature doing what it always does. Last year, we just didn't have a good flow. Winter decided to come back for a night in March, and ever since that night, all of our bee yards down here in South Alabama it just wasn't good. It was unfortunate that our season was not good last year, but this year we were able to get back on our feet and be able to regrow. And here we are today. We have 8 hives with queens, 2 hives that, like I said, are still awaiting on a queen. Oh, no problem, Greg. Thanks for asking. It's a very good question, and let me know your opinions, guys, in the comments. If you have, what would be something that you would change in the comment section? Is there anything you'd want to change if it started over? That's a good question. Thanks. Hey, Richard R. Bryan Jr., Kinnear J65. Good to see you in here. Let's see. Have I missed anybody? Russell. Amen. Good to see you in here, Russell. The Morris Homestead. Thanks for checking in. Howdy, everybody. Good to see everybody. Let's see. I'd get a nuke instead of packages. Yep. Yeah, right now, I prefer nukes. If people know, maybe I should do a video on of comparing the differences between them. I've used packages. I've bought packages. I've bought nukes. When you're bringing up that conversation, right now I don't know if people are still selling nukes. They might be actually. Since you can still do splits now, and but right now I'm not really looking into buying any more bees. I'm gonna just keep where I'm at. Like I said earlier, I'm at a good number, 10 halves, including all of them. But I don't really like to count my eggs before they hatch, right? So what I've been saying is 8 halves with queens, 8 halves that are queen right, 2 halves that don't have a queen, right? But I've had more success with nukes. That's what I found. Nothing against packages. It's probably something that I didn't do right, but my success has been coming from buying a nuke, right? Buying a nuke, but when you're getting a nuke, you need to be strong. You need to make sure your producer is making strong nukes. That's what you want with your nukes. And whenever you're a nuke provider, if you're providing nukes, important thing is to keep your nukes strong. Check for mites. Some of those basic things. Maybe treat them before. Let's see. Brian Bennett. I almost missed your question. I kept on meaning to ask you right when I got done talking, but I kept on forgetting. But Brian, are you doing mite tests this season? Well, that's a good question. Well, I have not yet. I'm gonna be honest. I haven't got around to doing it. Doing any mite test. I really need to. That's bad on me. I really need to do it. I hear a little bit of wind outside. I just got a notification on my thing. Let's see here. I want to look at it. Don't think we're supposed to get any rain today. Hopefully not. That would be interruptive in the live stream. But I have not tested this year. That's on me. And we do have some storms around here. So if you hear rain, I apologize. Right now at 7:15, there's a little storm up above us. We've been having storms that just pop up unexpectedly, and they just kind of go through. So you may hear wind or whatever outside. But I think you probably won't be able to hear it. Maybe my mic's good enough not to. But should I say, where were we? Oh, mic test. That's right. Haven't got around to doing that. I need to be doing that. So when you bring that conversation in my head, make sure to remember next time I go out to BR, I need to kind of look around and eat hives. But the reason why is because whenever I go out in the bee yard and I start inspecting hives, it's been really hot lately. It's been really hot in our area, and it's just when you get in that suit and go out there and you inspect one hives, after that, what's going through your mind is, boy, I want to get out of here. And then because it's hot and stuff, but you have to deal with it. A lot of times, you need to, just you have to withstand it. Um, it just happens. But down here, we have somebody, and many of you are up north, so you guys don't have that hot weather. But down here, I believe like last week or one of the weeks, what wasn't in May or June, we got up to 98 degrees. I'm gonna check on my daily thing and show you guys some of our temperatures for next week. So our highs have been anywhere from 90 degrees to 89 degrees to 94 and 96 degrees. That's where we've been lately so far in June. 94, 92, 91, 93, and 94 goes back to 94 and so on. So just somewhere around that scale is where we have been sitting right now with our temperatures and our forecast, right? So that's just where we've been kind of sitting hot out there in the BR. You guys would not imagine how hot it would be going into the BR in 94, 96 degrees. It's really hot, especially with a suit on. It makes it even hotter. But I deal with it. I have to go out there and check them, and sometimes I spend even longer out there. That's why a lot of times when I'm inspecting, I'll just sit down and inspect. I won't be standing up. Sometimes will also probably be smart to take out water. I never really take out water bottle or anything. I would take a couple sips of water, go out there to the bee yard. But that's important. Stay hydrated. And once it gets hotter, this isn't the hottest it's going to be, and that's just the regular temperature, like 94. It could be with humidity and all that stuff. Calculating into the measures, it'd probably be more like feels like 100, 104. If you do something like that, that's kind of how it goes. If it's 94, it might be 10 degrees higher what it feels like with humidity. Depends on what the humidity is. See, hey DC, I don't know if I I don't know if I said hey to you, but good to see you in here, DC. Northwest has been cold, but it looks like we're going to be warming back up this week. Well, what's your temperatures been, DC? I'm curious on what your regular temperatures are and what's the coldest you've gotten so far in June, because down here in Alabama, the highest we've been at, it was like 98, somewhere around there, 98 degrees, very hot. Let's see. Can you buy queenless packages? Well, I don't know. I guess you could. I guess you probably could contact a seller and ask them just to um buy buy some queenless packages. I'm sure some companies would allow you to do that. I mean, I'm sure you probably could. Yep, and there's the rain. I knew it would come. If you guys hear about it, I'm sorry and or anything. Queenless packages can be good if need drones to start queen, rear earlier, and or boost house for honey production. Yeah, you are correct. Let's see, mid 40s at night and mid 60s in the daytime, but 70s and 80s later this week during the day. Well, I mean that's not terrible, DC. At least you're not under any freezing weather. But down here, that would be really for people that would be kind of like chilly. If you're in the 60s in the day down here in Alabama, it'd be kind of chilly or whatever. Let me know if you have problems hearing me with the rain. It's kind of off and on. I don't know. It might not last for long. Hopefully not. Oh, that's right. Hi, Grayson. 74 degrees. That's pretty good. Pretty good temperature there. Yesterday it was like 96, but it started raining. Out from nowhere, rain started to fall. So it cooled down to 88. Getting near 65. Between 90s here lately in Tennessee. Wow, that's pretty good warm weather there. I have been, let's see, I've been getting to the garden finish while it's cooler. Definitely. A lot of times, with a little bit cooler weather, you can get more things done, right? Since it's not as hot. But that's what I was going to mention. So, if you guys follow the channel, let me see where we sit at right now. I've been kind of keeping up with it lately. Live watch. We're actually at 1,887 subscribers so far. So it's unbelievable how far we've came. I uploaded a recent video the other day, and it's doing pretty good. So thank you guys for watching that and taking the time to watch my videos and watching the live stream. Share out if you'd like, to get more people to come over. And if you know any beginners, feel free to share it out. And while we're here, go on and click the thumbs up button on the live stream. That'll help me out a lot. I'd really appreciate it. That's like I've always mentioned in my videos, the biggest thing that you can do if you want to support is just click that like button and subscribe. That's the biggest thing you can do. And I appreciate everybody who does. But once we hit 2,000 subscribers, we are going to try to do a giveaway. So once we hit that, I don't know when it will be. I don't know exactly when. It may be a couple days or it may be a couple months. We're only like 113 away from 2,000. So recently, I remember we were just celebrating 1,500. So now here we are. We're about to hit 1,900 and very soon 2,000. So make sure to share the channel out with anybody you know, and we'll try to do a little giveaway. I have a couple really neat and cool ideas for the giveaway. Some things I want to do for that. I'm not gonna talk about it yet because I'm not for certain yet, but it's really in my head, this idea that I have that I'm going to try to do and give away, but I don't want to give it away yet. What it's going to be. You guys will have to just wait, and once we hit 2,000 subscribers, then I'll pick a date, a specific date that will be specifically for. It'll be a Monday night at 7 p.m. Central, like usual, and we'll pick a date for the giveaway once we hit 2,000 subscribers. I don't want to do it, before we hit 2,000 subscribers. I want to do it, once we hit 2,000 subscribers, then we'll do the giveaway. So just whenever we do hit that, which I don't know when, I'll just keep a close watch on it, and when we do, I'll pick a date for it. It may not be the Monday upcoming, or maybe 2 weeks or 3 weeks away or something like that. I'm not sure yet, but we'll pick a date and I'll let you guys know. Well, thank you, Brian Bennett, for the $10 donation. I really appreciate, people who donate, and, nobody has to donate to the channel. It's not like something you have to do, but I really appreciate when they do. That always goes back to beekeeping equipment, things that I need for the bee yard. If I need to, get something that helps out with the bee yard, maybe equipment for these live streams. So it's really appreciated. Thanks, Brian, and thank you all for checking in tonight. We have multiple people on here tonight, watching, so it's really good to see you all. Mike, there, good to see you. See, did I miss anybody who popped in when I was talking? No, I do not believe so. All right. Near J65, what's your accomplishments or wanting to have by the end of the bee season with your bees, Grayson? Well, that's a good question. Some of the accomplishments that I made this year, and some that I want to have by the end of the year, right? So, this year, like I mentioned earlier, last year was a bad year. This year was a rebuild year. We were able to rebuild successfully. I'm happy with where we are right now. I was able to get some nukes, 6 to be exact, and we're able to get them and install them on April 8th. Because I know that date specifically because I knew that was the date for one of my live streams. I did it that morning. And I decided to get out there and let's go on and get out there and be able to install these nukes. And ever since then, it's only been April, May, June, maybe about 3 months or something like that. 3 months, and they are already making honey. They are already making honey. So that's not fully by me because I just put them in the box and I let them grow. That's all the bees. They were really good genetic, really great stock. I really like them. Not overly defensive or anything. Unless if I'm, in there, of course, any hive, no matter how, what their breed is, sometimes they can get a little, rowdy. It depends, sometimes during the night, something could have came in, like a skunk or something, and messed with them, and they could have, like, just, had a bad night that night, and they just, whenever I got in the next day, sometimes they can, but most times they're really nice. They're good bees. I really like them. Really, really, good hives. They are really good. I really like the genetic stock. The stock is really good, so I plan on hopefully grafting from these bees too, right? I want to graft from these bees. I really like their stock. So we'll see if we can hopefully graft from them. We'll see. I'm not sure 100% if we're going to be able to or not. This year, I'm probably not. But, I think really this year we were able to accomplish, being able to rebuild the bee yard, right? Be able to rebuild it, get it back on its feet, like I said earlier. Because whenever we got into 2024, I only had like 2 hives, and after that one, unfortunately, didn't make it, and I was down to 1 hive. So after that, it was unfortunate. But, I was able to get back in the game and be able to get some more bees and be able to grow them. So I've accomplished a lot so far, I believe. I was able to get the bee yard back on its feet. I was able to get these bees growing very fast. Keep my 1 hive alive that I had, right going into 2024, at that time, right? I was able to, put some sleepers on and stuff like that. Some very small things, right? But a lot of it was just the bees doing what they do best, and doesn't really include of what I did. But I was able to, get everything back on its feet again. Should I say? That's the way I like to put it. But going forward this year, what do I want to have accomplished? Well, there is a lot of things, right, that we always, kind of want to get accomplished. I see Sarah down there. Sarah's Happy Hives. Good to see you, Sarah. Thanks for checking in. Um, so I want to try to get some honey this year. That's one big thing that I kind of want to do. That's a goal, accomplishment that I want to have hopefully done. Maybe to get some honey, sell some of it. How much honey do I want to get? That's hard to say. With everything right now, it's looking like maybe 17, maybe 18, maybe at the high end 20 gallons of honey, hopefully. Because I could have 2 deeps full of honey, which would be about 10 gallons. Maybe 4, 5 supers, which would be more like 10 gallons too. So hopefully that's kind of where we sit. 4 to 5 supers and 2 deeps. Because two of my deeps are just unbelievable loaded with honey, and I made a video. You guys can check it out after the live stream about some of the hives that have honey. I wasn't able to do all of them. It just would have been too long, and nobody would have watched it because it was way too long, right? I don't like to do too long videos, but sometimes they have to be 20 minutes. Sometimes they have to be 30, sometimes, depending on what I want to have in that video, right? But sometimes they have to be longer. Sometimes they are longer. Sometimes they're shorter. I'm trying to get more content that's not too long, but that have a good bit of information. Maybe I need to start cutting some things out. Some things. But I really like to share everything that's in the hive. So we'll see how that continues on. Sometimes I'll just get it in there. I'll get the intro done, and then I'll cut in the middle and put a little thing in there, too, and then I'll do the outro. Then in the video, I kind of skip to some parts and make sure everything's good or whatever. So that's kind of how I run. Then I do live streams every Monday night. If you guys don't know, I try to do them every Monday night. Last Monday I decided I'd take a break just to have a little break, right? I don't know about next week. I'm gonna try to get some more guests on. I don't have anybody scheduled for any time soon, right? I don't have anybody scheduled. I don't know. I do have somebody scheduled in August. It's kind of a long way away. I don't know if I mentioned it yet, but I think what one was the date? I think it was August 12th. I'm having trouble picking a day to do live streams. Sometimes it's, there's a lot of people who do live streams on on 7 nights, and if I whenever I picked Monday night, nobody did Monday night, so I just kind of decided I'd take the night. But like, I go live on Mondays, and Bob and Lee do theirs tomorrow. Wednesday stream team. Thursday, I think Ricky does his live stream. I think David Burns does his on Thursday. Friday, I think it's Sawmill Charlie's live stream. Sunday, Tim and Hannah's. I actually was on their Sunday night live stream. I like that too. I try to watch a lot of live streams. It's hard to. I'm gonna admit it. Sometimes it can be really hard to be able to join in everybody's live stream, because you always have your own live streams, and you're always doing stuff. I'm always doing stuff sometimes whenever people are going live, but I'm able to slip in sometimes. I try my best to try to show support to other people's stuff. Well, that's what I was gonna say. I'm gonna check my thing, the 12th. That's right, I got a live stream. Now it's really too early. I don't know if I mentioned it. I don't know. So I'm just gonna say we're gonna actually be having Dr. Cameron Jack on at 7 p.m. on August 12th. That's like June, July. That's only 3 months away, so we ain't too far away from that. That's gonna be a fun one. I don't know if I announced that one yet. I probably didn't, because we scheduled this more like in February or March, so we're like far away from it. So, I'll probably announce it again once we get 2 weeks ahead, because sometimes some people may, it's a long date away, so a lot of times some people might, not be able to remember it all the way to the exact date, but I'll be able to keep people informed on all my guests. If I have a guest on, if I don't, then I'll just try to do it by myself and see if I can bring up a topic. So, managing swarms. I don't know if I've talked about that much, but I actually caught one this year. One so far in the BVAC. And tomorrow, me and my granddad, I think Vincent's going to go too, we're going to check out another hive, I think, that somebody called about and said that they want to check it out, not too far away from here, I don't think. So we're going to check out these bees, see if we can remove them, because I think there was somebody else who came and said that they couldn't get it or something. So I believe they're probably in the wall, but I don't know. I don't have all the information. If it's like a building, like a building that's like a house that people are living in, or if it's just an old trailer or an old house that we can tear down the wall and get into it, right? Because if it's a nice house, no matter what it is, old house, or a old camper or a new camper, if it's in the wall, we're gonna have to tear down the wall. Yeah, that's a good quote there. We're gonna have to tear down the wall and or cut it open and be able to try to get the bees out, right. And thing is, if we had to tear down the wall, then we'd would we have to put it back, right? But then at that same time, we just remove the bees. We tear down the wall, remove the bees, and we're like, all right, see ya. So I'm hoping it's just something that, like an old trailer that can't be used anymore, that it's just something that we can open up. Like the trailer that I looked in last year, I don't know if we've got a response back from that yet. I don't think so yet. So they're probably not there anymore, unfortunately. But I still don't know. They probably left or something. Maybe they absconded after all the work I did in there. I tore down some comb. It was a mess. It was hot, unbelievable hot. So that's right. Oh, definitely we will be. We're gonna make sure to take water, because So even though we don't know if this hive is able to be removed, I'm still gonna take my BVAC just in case, if they are removable, that we can remove, right? And we'll take it just in case, right? The BVAC I'll take my suit just in case. I'll take a couple things just in case that I need for um just in case that I need it and I get there, because I don't want to take it and I get there. I'm like, oh, I could have removed this today. It would have been easy. Go and remove it. Um, but we'll see. I'll make a video about it and share with you guys about this swarm, or not swarm, excuse me. This colony. I think it's in the wall, in a wall. It might be in a roof. I have no idea. So we're gonna check it out tomorrow and see if it's removable. I don't know if it's in a wall or if it's on the ceiling. And on the ceiling we have to tear down the ceiling. Or if it's on the outside wall, because it could be on the outside wall. I'm sure, if depending on how the house is built, of course. Or I have no idea. It could be in the floor for anything. It could be in the floor. It could be. I've seen multiple um different scenarios before, right? Multiple different scenarios. It could be in the wall. It could be on the floor, under the floor, in the ceiling, or it could be in a cabinet. You know, and the bees somehow made a hole going into the wall, going out to the something like that. It's possible, even though it's like highly unlikely that's happened. It could happen. You never know. Bees are bees are some smart creatures, so they can figure things out pretty quick and say, hey, there's a nice little crack here. Then we can go in this hole, and here we are in this big cabinet where we can make a hive, and then people open their cabinet. Why are these bees here? It can happen, but it's very highly unlikely, depending on how it is. But that's right. Yeah, I get you, Sarah. You know, I've been wanting to do cutouts, but the thing is, I'm not, I'm not charging or anything, right? I'm not charging, and I'm not going to charge because for cutouts yet. If I got good at doing cutouts and able to, contractor, some people be able to do all this wall stuff and be able to do it effectively so they can put it back on easily. I'm not really good at that. I'm just the guy to go remove the bees. So, I just try to go remove them. So that's why I hope it's just a old retarded building that we can just, ask and say, hey, can we tear down this wall? And, or does it, matter, building, um, building background, you don't want to do cutouts. Yep, sometimes, cutouts can be hard, right? Um, that's right. A lot of times when you're watching videos, I'm just gonna say it. A lot of times they make it look so much easier than it actually is. Because there's a lot of factors that go involved, right? Um, but then you also gotta think that these beekeepers who have been doing it a long time, they've been doing it a long time, so they have more experience with it. The more you do it, the more you're able to learn about doing cutouts and doing it effectively. If you're doing it from a home that people live in, which is really hard, which I know it's probably pretty, hot for that too, but how hot is too hot for the bees? I am in Northeast and our honey flow is strong right now. Will 95 heat stop the bees from gathering nectar? Well, the Morris Homestead, that is a great question. Does it bother them? Well, we've had high temperatures before. We've had 104 degrees. And from what I've seen, oh, I might have touched my mic back, and you might have heard like a big little noise. But I've watched the bees before, and they kept on doing what they do. I don't think there's really much of a limit. Of course, if it got too hot, it could be really something that could damage them. But the thing is, they need to have water. And once it gets too hot, one thing that bees are doing, and what I think they'll do, some bees may still go for nectar, but a lot of them, they'll say, hey, instead of nectar, go get water. We need water. Bring it back to the house. So it does, when it gets hot enough, the bees probably won't go out for nectar. They'll go out for water. There'll still be activity. They'll be going for water. Let's see. I'm not the best at it. Let's see here. Vincent commented this. Let me go on and I can't read it here. I'm putting it in the comment section. Vincent just sent me a thing. You guys can read it for yourself. So I'm gonna put it down here. Let's see. I think this is it. I didn't. Let's see. Did I do it multiple times? Oh, I see what it did. So it might have been this comment. This thing was long, so you guys gonna have to read these paragraphs. Um, will it do the whole thing? Well, that's unfortunate. I really didn't want it to do that. You guys can just kind of read it. It's gonna be hard for me to do it. But what they'll do is they'll go out for water instead and try to find water, right? And when they do go out for water, what they do is they bring it back to the hive. And what they'll do is this is just some things that I've learned on beekeeping is they'll kind of spray it like like a mist type thing on the brood, which kind of cools the brood down. Gets a little bit cooler. They don't want the brood to overheat, so that's what we do to keep the brood cool. They don't want it to get too hot. So the bees will still kind of go out and be active, but they'll be switched. Instead of going out for nectar, they'll be going out for water. That's kind of what I've really seen. Oops, sorry about that. This chair has been annoying. Let's see. There you go. I'm good. Hope that was probably pretty loud. This might have been good enough to catch that. Maybe I'll try to get that out of there on the live stream. Got it 30 times. Yep. Let's see. But this thing really didn't come out right the way I wanted it to. Or did it? Oh, did I Oh, I see what you mean. I did it 30 times. I wonder why it did that. Well, guys, just read one paragraph and the next paragraph, and then after that it should be done. Sorry about that. I need to get a new chair because I've been sitting in this thing. This is the same chair that I've been using for my live streams for a while. Oh, what my brother's saying is that he did it. Vincent's saying that he did it. Or he did it, I did it, and then he did it. So that's what happened. In that short, we talk about that on all video about the study. I think the study was done up in Canada. Nice. They talk about the oil. Yep, definitely. I get you there. Well, you guys can read that and tell me what you think. But feel free to ask some more questions if you want. We have 18 more minutes, and we'll go on and shut it down. Go on and click that thumbs up button if you guys could help out the live stream and share the live stream out if you feel free to if you would like. Go on and click that thumbs up button. We have 20 people watching and 13 thumbs up. So thank you guys for watching and thank you guys for clicking that thumbs up button. I appreciate you guys. See, I'm trying to make sure I didn't miss anybody when I was talking. Nope. Everybody's in here. Good to see you. I'm trying organo and hemp. I think there was a question earlier too. Has anyone in here used organo and oil to treat for varroa mites? Yeah, I get you there. Well, I've never used that. See, let me read it again. I can't see. There you go. Organo oil to treat for varroa mites. I've never treated for that, Mark, but I think some other people stated something down there too. Richard R. Bryan Jr. mentioned some stuff in DC too. So thank you guys for talking down there in the comment section. Talking about some different stuff right there. There's probably a lot of different studies and stuff that's been done about these oils and things that you can treat for varroa mites. Did I treat this year? I treated last year. I treated in fall, right going into winter. I need to treat again this year. I really need to. I can't remember if I treat. Actually, I did treat one of my hives, my number one hive, in early spring whenever things started to start blooming. So I did treat one of my hives, but all the others I've just been letting them doing their thing so far. But I need to try to get some little bit of try to treat them just a little bit. Maybe I'll treat them in fall again. They've been doing fine so far. They've been doing really, really good. All my bees are strong, healthy hives, and they're trying to swarm. That's all I can say. I can say my hives are strong. They are bringing in nectar, and they are trying to swarm. That's the three things that they are doing right now. Not all my hives are trying to swarm, but most of them are in that stage. At least two of them already tried to swarm. I made two splits and went up two more hives, so that brings me up to 10, maybe more. But we're gonna see tomorrow if we can remove these bees. But we want to kind of look and see what it is, because I have no idea what it really what it's kind of doing. I don't know where the bees are. I really don't know where they're located, and we may not be able to get them. We may have to say, well, we can't get them. It's gonna be a too hard spot. Or it may be in a house where people live in. We probably could remove them if if it was like in an old building where we wouldn't have to worry about doing things so specific, so they can put everything back if they want to, or anything like that, right? That's one thing you have to worry about if you're trying to remove a hive from a building, right? But we'll see tomorrow. I have no idea what the scenario is. It could just be an old house, or it could an old house that no one's living in. It could be a trailer that nobody's living in. I just know it's near here and it's bees. That's all I know. Feel free to put any questions, folks, for the next 14 minutes when we're on here. Go on, feel free to put any questions, some final questions. If you have any topics or whatever, feel free. Don't be shy to ask anything. Everybody's welcome to chat and about what they're doing, and let us know what you're doing and kind of what's going on in your apiary, because I've been talking about what's going on in my apiary. It's everything's going well, but let us know what's going on in your area. There's a lot of different things, exciting things going on. That's unbelievable right now. I can't believe how strong my hives are. This year, I can say for sure, is much better than the year last year, right? So, DCBs. So, Grayson, when I saw down you were talking about how your bees were going, how is the honey making going? Well, thanks for asking, DC. And it's going good. Bees are making a lot of honey. So let me go over of what supers and stuff are going with. So we have at least we'll probably be able to extract at least one or two deeps, because one of my deeps, like both of them are full of honey. Just one of my deeps has an excluder on, the other doesn't. Well, as we all know, the other one had a lot of honey in it, but the queen got up there and started to lay. So it'll be another 2 weeks before that hatches and the bees start to fill it up with nectar. So what I'll do is my other deep is full of honey, pretty much full, very heavy, and we'll take the excluder off and put it on the other one that has the queen. Make sure she's out of there so the bees can hatch. Because bees haven't hatched yet. They couldn't have yet, because the last time I checked, it was probably about a week or two away, maybe. They might have hatched. Who knows? But that's actually not all. So 2 deeps that hopefully we'll be able to extract. Hopefully we'll be able to extract 4 to 5 supers too. Because 2 of my supers on my strongest, or at least one of my strongest hives, the blue hive, if you guys remember that hive, very strong hive. They're making a lot of honey. 2 supers at least on there, maybe 3, because I have 3 going on there. 2 that are full with honey. 1 that they're actually starting to draw out a little bit. Not much, but a little bit. Not bad. They're starting to a little bit. Give them maybe another couple weeks. I may leave that one on. Honey time comes. Take the other ones off and just go on and extract, and then they can pull those out. And if I need to extract that, I can extract it, right? And add it to the other honey. And so 2 supers on there, and then 1 super on another hive, and then another super on another hive on singles. Single deeps with 1 super on. So if you kind of get around to it, it'd be maybe around 17 to hopefully 20 gallons of honey, somewhere around there. Bees are doing really well. Really well. Hey, Brian from Flower Street Farm Bees. Good to see you. Thanks for joining in tonight. Hey, Grayson, just got on. We're working on managing our nectar flow right now. That's great. Good to hear that. Your next, hope your nectar flow is going well. And from what you said, I'm sure it's probably going well for you. I hope it is. Maybe you can get some honey too. I'm hoping to get some honey this year too. I'm really hoping on a strong flow. Now, I will say, since we have 10 more minutes, feel free to ask any more questions. We have another question just a second ago that I forgot to answer. But feel free to ask any more questions. And if you are just checking in and you weren't able to catch the whole conversation, feel free to go back and watch the replay and see what you like, and make sure to click the thumbs up button as well if you're checking in. Let's see. Russell Amon, that's the question. Grayson, are you having any trouble with small hive beetles? Well, of those guys, right? I don't want to dream of them from last year, but so far, right now we don't have too much of a problem. Last year was terrible. Beetles took over everything. And going into winter, they're still bad. So Bruce had the same problem. I don't know if he's on here tonight. I don't think he is. He may pop in a second. Who knows? Every time I talk about Bruce, sometimes he checks in right after I talk about what's going, because he's near me, and probably Lisa too. If Lisa's not on here either, is she? But Lisa, Bruce, and some other folks down here had the same problem as I did. I watched some of their videos in going up into winter, and they've been, or at least Bruce had a lot of beetles going into winter. I checked mine, and I was like, oh my goodness, look at all these beetles going into winter. It's unbelievable. So the beetles going into winter was just unbelievable. The bees, those beetles really made a significant problem last year. This year, I haven't been seeing as many. So thankfully, I haven't had a bad problem with the beetles. So, but that doesn't mean that we're done with beetles. But I actually did see some beetles today. I went out to the yard today. I did. I saw some beetles. Earlier this year, I didn't see many. Not maybe one or two, and that was it. But now I'm seeing a couple more. Since we're getting into dearth, they may be coming around a little bit more. So right now, so far, we're doing okay. We're not doing terrible. Beetles are okay, but they can get out of hand really quickly. So we need to really stay on top of these beetles. Really need to stay on top of them. We can't let them overtake our colonies, because they will. Because they'll take over the colonies. And even though varroa mites, they spread viruses and beetles don't, but beetles still make a problem. And the reason is they make such a mess in the colony if they get that bad. Are you going to use peppermint this year, Grayson? I am going to, DC. I have all the stuff. I need to put it in there. It's actually at the front door. I got to go get that. I need to do a video about that. I haven't got around to it. And so far, we've been really busy during the weeks and the weekend, so I haven't been able to get around to it. I don't want to have my caps on. Let's see. So, I've been able to get around to it, but when you bring it out next time I go to the BR, I'm going to go and mix up a lot of my stuff. I'm going to try to go and put some peppermint in there. You need to do that. We're going to try to use some peppermint. What was I talking about earlier? But those beetles, for sure, we need to keep on top of them. Peppermint, too, that works great, too. Or I can try the concentrate. I think I'm going to concentrate. Let's see. I'm going to try some of the candies. I may try some of the candies, but I actually have some, I can't remember what it was called. But Tim and Hannah had a video, a short, talking about what they use. They kind of put it in like a little thing and run it across the sides of the frames, if you know what I mean, DC. Candies is easier, probably so. They ran it on the side of the frames. I don't know what they called it. I forgot. Maybe it was a concentrate, some type of liquid going on the side. I have some of that stuff that I can do for that. I'm gonna try it, see how it works. We have some other recipes too that we can do it too. and use the concentrate. That's what they did. I'm gonna try that. I have some of that stuff extract. That's I think that's what it was. Some different stuff too. So we're gonna try that out, see if it works, and continue from there. Try to make sure our beetle problem doesn't get out of hand, because it will. Because I know it will. Um, if we let it get out of hand, so we can't let it get out of hand. Extract. Yep, I think that's what it's called. Now I remember it. The extract. That's what I'm gonna try to use of it. I couldn't think of the word either. You see, I kind of forgot all about it. But now that brings up, I need to kind of mix it up. I gotta go back to that video. I gotta find it somewhere. It's on their channel somewhere, a little bit back, on how to do it. I'll figure it out, and we'll try to do a video about it and see how it works. Which I'm sure it'll work pretty good. I hope. But if you have any more questions, please do leave them in. We'll take one or two more questions, and then after that, we'll probably be we'll settle for tonight and end it pretty soon. And if you guys missed, if you're checking in just now and you missed some of it, you can just watch the replay and peppermint. That's right, peppermint extract. I think that's what they called it. Just you can check out the replay. Maybe click the thumbs up button on your way out. I like to plant a bunch of peppermint around my house. I wonder if that helped. I want to do it just because I like the smell. Yep, definitely. It'll also help the beetles too. Definitely will. Let's see, did I miss any questions? I'm trying to make sure. If I missed a question, I'm apologize. Just make sure if I missed a question, just put it in caps so I can repick it and see, kind of how it went and where it was. Did I cover everything tonight that I wanted to cover? Good night, Brian. Thanks for checking in. I think I got pretty much what I wanted to cover tonight. We talked a lot about strong hives, managing swarms, and like I said earlier, if you were just checking in, we are actually at 1,887 subscribers. It might have went up or it might have went down by the time I'm doing this video, right? But last time I checked, it was 1,878. Yep, same. But we're planning on doing a 2,000 subscriber special giveaway, so I'm excited for it because I have some really good ideas for the giveaway that I want to try to do and give away to some of you guys. Like we may do multiple giveaways, so make sure to stay tuned if you want to win something. I'm not going to name the prize or even talk about it just yet until we hit 2,000 mark. Then I'll start opening it up about everything about what we're going to be giving away. Name a date. It may be it probably be another month till we hit it, or it might be 2 months. Somewhere probably in July or August probably be when we'll hit it. It may be sooner. I have no idea, guys. It could be, next week. 58 minutes. Well, we've been gone for a good time now. Well, I guess we better go on and start checking out. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for joining in tonight for the live stream. We really appreciate it. All the support from you guys and checking in. Make sure to share the channel out. Make sure to share the stream out. Not just for views or whatever. Just I just want more people to be able to see content. Maybe this will help them. Maybe useful for a little bit of information. I try to share what I know and what my experiences are, from just keeping bees and be able to share them with people and see if it might help them just a little bit, right? And I also learn something from other people. So once more people come in and watch the stream, they can put their opinions in there and say, and I can learn something from them too. That's really fun to do, and I always really like looking at the chat and see what people say and talk about, which also could help me out too, which we've talked about before. But thank you all for checking in. Go and click that thumbs up button. We'll catch you guys next time. And thank you all for watching. I can't say it enough. We'll catch you guys next time. Good night, everyone.